Hello, welcome to the 3D market commentary for this week, obviously starting Monday, October 24th. Everything we go through for today will be relevant to today's markets, although might carry over throughout the week as well. Same principles definitely apply every day of the week. Now, we do these 3D market commentaries in terms of the videos to accompany an email that we send every day that has this information for each of the markets. So we do this video so that we can give it a bit more context, explain where these numbers come from, and therefore, if you're getting these emails, help you make the most of them. So I'm going to explain a couple of things first, and then we'll go into the markets for today. So first things first is where you can go if you need help and support. So you'll see my email address here, I think you can see it. That's Becky@tradewithufos.com. So you've got that email address if you need to contact me directly. You also have this link here, tradewithufos.com/Becky, which will take you to this link, this page. This page has lots of different help and resources on, some of which are paid for, some of which are free. Depends on what you need, of course. From here, you can check out our apps, again, some of which are free, some of which are paid. Got our courses, all affordable. Some of them come with free access to the apps as well. Group coaching, one-on-one coaching if you'd like. Scroll down and you've got this area here, which is a note or a log of all of the trades that I'm placing in my live sessions that I do with you guys. So you can track them, learn from them, and the trade management of them as well. If you scroll down, you've got more information on our apps, depending on which platform you use, more information on our own platform, and then a question and answer section as well. So point being, anything you need, whether that's apps to help you do these kind of things yourself, you have questions and you want to ask them, you want to learn from trades that we place, all comes from this link, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. So let's now have a look at our market commentary. Now, I said that we send out an email every day, and we do. And if you see there on the screen, you will see tradewithufos.com/newsflash. If you don't get this email every day and you'd like to, just go there and you can sign up for free so that you get that email every day. Now, in this email, we call it a 3D approach or 3D market commentary because we are looking at 3 key elements in our major world markets. So the first element is what we call market climate. Now that means, where do we expect the upcoming likely market direction to be? Is it likely to go up, or is it likely to go down, or is it not likely to go in either direction? So we'll look at that per market using an app that we use called AutoClimate, which is a free app on most platforms that you can get it on. So we'll look at that per market. Then we'll look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO in this case stands for unfilled order and means, where do we have buyers that are waiting to buy that could push price up? And where do we have sellers that are waiting to sell that could push price down? Now, again, we're going to use an app to help us with this. It's called Auto UFOs, and it shows us these little green guys. Those are our buyers. The little red ones, those are our sellers. We'll look at that per market. We'll also look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect that market to move. Now, for each of the markets, we're looking at 5 markets. For each of them, we are looking at a daily chart. So different things happen on different time frames. We're looking here at a daily chart. Now, before we start, I've just remembered we should definitely do this first, is to just put the disclaimers up here so that you know that as we go through these markets, as we go through their probabilities and statistics, we are simply showing you how we view the markets. And then you can use this disclaimer to also understand what you can expect from these kind of videos. Ultimately, it's up to you what you do as a trader. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, don't do it. Follow what makes the most sense to you. Okay, so coming back to our market. So we are starting with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. So with the S&P 500, we have a thin dot on our auto climate. Doesn't matter which color it is. If it's a thin dot, that tells us that there is not enough probability in either direction. So nothing to do. No point trading if we don't have probabilities. So nothing to do from our climate. We do have buyers just below us that have already worked to push price up. They appeared here, price came back in, hit the buyers at this point and was pushed up. Buyers push price up. That's why we want to know where they are. Now those buyers are at 37.48 to 36.41.5. We have sellers up here, but they're further away, between 39.81.25 to 39.29. Now again, these sellers were formed kind of here. Price came back up, hit the sellers, and came down from there. Sellers push price down. That's why we want to know where they are. So for the time being, on a daily chart of the S&P, we have nothing to do because we don't have confirmed probability in either direction. However, we have just hit buyers, so I wouldn't be surprised to see price confirm itself to the upside, but keep an eye on these news flashes for the rest of the week to see what happens there. In terms of volatility, we would expect that in 1 year, the S&P would go up or down by 30.44%. What that means is up or down in 1 day of 72.37 points. In a week would be 159.32 points. And in a month, 331.65 points. Again, either up or down. So it gives us an idea of how far we expect these markets to move. Okay, so that's the S&P. Let's now move on to crude oil. That's the next market. Now, just to highlight here, it says about looking to educate yourself. Some of you might be looking at this going, okay, this is great, but I trade Forex, I trade cryptos, I trade stocks. How do I do that? How does it work? You might also be concerned about getting a trade plan together, back testing it, or trading psychology. We do courses and all of those. Most of our courses come with some element of free access to our apps as well. So it can actually work out a lot cheaper to get a course and then get a month or 3 months worth of free access to our apps than it would be to just use the apps, if that makes sense. So even if you don't necessarily feel like you need a course, it might actually be a more economical way to get the apps. Now, if you do just want to subscribe to the apps themselves, then you just go to, I'll put that link on the screen there, tradewithufos.com/apps, and then you can sign up for Auto Climate, which is free on most platforms that you can use it on, or Auto UFOs, which the price changes depending on which platform that you use it on. You can sign up directly to them. If you want to get a course, and like I said, in most cases, actually get a discount almost on the apps, then it's tradewithufos.com/courses. Okay, back to crude oil. We have a thick red dot. That is probability downwards. Now, crude oil would usually go down for 6 candles, so 6 days. And we are on the 6th candle. So compared to what usually happens, we have come to the end of what would be that typical move. Can we go past what's usual? Of course we can. We can also fall short of what's usual. That's how you come up with that average in between. So, yes, we have probability down. We still have probability down. We have come to the end of a usual move, so we lack as many probabilities as we'd like to have, but still enough to tell us probability is down on crude oil for now on a daily chart. Now, we're a fair distance away from either buyers or sellers, so unlikely that either of these will affect us in the coming days. But we have sellers up here between 105.24 to 100.89, and we have buyers down here between 73.95 to 72.27. So again, unlikely that we hit either one of those today or over the next couple of days. For now, probability down for crude oil based on the climate. With volatility, we'd expect a movement in a year of 47.19%. So in a day, 2.5 points. In a week, 5.51 points. And in a month, 11.47 points, either up or down. So that is crude oil. The next market here is gold. So let's load gold. Now, just to highlight here, I think we can see it, about coaching and support. We do sessions in futures, Forex, and crypto, and stocks, and options. So, oh, I wondered why that wasn't showing. So if you trade any one of those, you can join us on our live sessions and trade with us. Follow what we're explaining. Now, if you go to tradewithufos.com/coaching, you can look into the different packages available there. We do also do a lot of sessions for free on YouTube or on social media. So you can follow us on our different social media platforms to get the recorded version of those sessions. If you pay to be involved in our coaching plan, you get access to live sessions and extra resources. So it's whatever works out better for you. If you want to check out our social media, then you've got our Linktree link there on the screen, and then you can go and find where our free resources would be. So looking at gold, my UFOs are not loading, which is not helpful. So let me delete it and then put it back on, and then we will see what we see here. Okay, for some reason it's not loading, so we'll take the information from here. So when it comes to the climate for gold, we have a thick red dot, probability down. The market would usually go down for 6 candles, and we're on candle number 10. Like we said, of course, we can go past what's usual, but just be aware of it so that we know what's more or less likely to happen. In this case, we have gone further to the downside than we usually would. So bear that in mind, that we still have probability down, but we have gone past what would be a usual move to the downside. We also see here prices cross the EMA for the first time in a little while. So that might be changing, but for now, probability down. Our buyers and sellers, we have sellers between 1,722.5 to 1,678.7, which is around about here. Our buy UFOs, our buyers, are between 1,641.4 to 1,622.8, which is round about here. Can't see it on their candles there, but round about there. So it looks like we are closer to the buyers than we are to the sellers, and we have also come to the end of what would be a usual move to the downside. So bear in mind, if you're going to go short, you might not have as much room as you want to. If you're going to go long, I would wait until we see that we have probability upwards. With volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in a year of 19.05%. In a day, that is 19.85 points. In a week, 43.7 points. And in a month, 90.96 points. Okay, so next market is the US dollar. Let's load this. Hopefully our UFOs load here as well. They've loaded on this one. Just gold didn't like it. So with the US dollar, we have a thin dot on auto climate, not enough probabilities either way. We don't have any sellers on this chart. We do have buyers. Buyers are down there at 109.995 to 109.075. They've worked before. Price came in here, hit the buyers, pushed up from there. Buyers push price up. That's why we want to know where they are. Now, we are quite far away from those buyers relative to normal movement, so unlikely that they will affect us anytime soon, but be aware that they're there. We've got no sellers, so no selling pressure that we can see, but at the moment, unconfirmed on our climate, so nothing really to do. With volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 12.88%. In a day, that's 0.91 points. In a week, 2.01 points. Highlighting that wrong, but you can see it. And in a month, 4.17 points. So that's the US dollar. And just to take a pause here as well, it says about our book. We have recently released our first trading book, and it's on the Forex markets. So if you trade the Forex markets or you're interested in them, the book starts at $3.88 for an ebook, and it has our methodology, risk management techniques, and a bunch of information about how the Forex markets work. Also comes with free access to our Forex course as well. So again, might be an economical way for you to enroll on the course. All right, so you'll see at the bottom, by the way, more information about that. Moving on to our last market, which is bakkt Bitcoin. So let's see this. We have with bakkt Bitcoin, let's really squish it. We have a thin red dot. So again, not enough probability either way right now, although we have sellers close by. Those sellers are between 20,765 to 19,835. Already worked. If I squish this out a bit, price came into the sellers here and they pushed them down. Price, it looks like it's on its way back up to those sellers. So at the moment, nothing to do because the climate isn't confirmed, but looks like we might shortly be hitting sellers. We don't have buyers for a long way, not down until 14,000 and something. So we've got room to take it to the downside as well. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in a year of 65.09%. In a day, that's 803.96 points. In a week, I'm going to round this one, around about 1,770 points. And in a month, it will be around about 3,685 points. So that's each of our 5 markets. For each of them, we've looked at 3 elements. Market climate, using auto climate to figure out where are the probabilities. Is that market likely to move up or down or nowhere for now? We've looked at UFOs to find where we have unfilled orders of buyers that could push price up or unfilled orders of sellers that could push price down, and identifying where they are. And then we looked at volatility to understand how far we expect those markets to move within given periods of time. Now, the last thing to wrap up and be aware of is the weekly economic calendar. We get this from fxstreet.com. We filter by high impact news because we want to know which scheduled news reports might affect the markets that we trade in and increase volatility. So for example, today, we've already had news come out today that could have affected the euro or European markets or the pound or British markets. And for the rest of the week, we've got news that could affect the euro, Australian markets, Canadian markets, euro again, US dollar, euro, Japanese yen or Japanese markets, euro, pound, Aussie, Chinese. So depending on where you trade in the world and which markets you're trading, check out that link, fxstreet.com/economic-calendar to figure out where you might see extra volatility or when you might see extra volatility in the markets that you trade. Okay, I've run over a little bit. So just to highlight again where you can go if you need help, you can email me, becky@tradictive.com. And you could also go to tradewithufos.com/Becky to get apps and courses and coaching or book one-on-one coaching or track the trades that I'm placing and see what you can learn from them, to learn more about how our apps and platforms work, or learn from the question and answer section or post something there. So I will wrap up. I wish you guys a great trading week ahead. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.